With that latest scandal involving Tareq and Michaele Salahi, we're going to talk to Tareq exclusively in a moment. But first, NBC's Kristen Welker has the details. Kristen, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Matt. Well, ever since that now infamous gate crashing incident, the Salahis have seemed inseparable, always putting on a united front. Until now.
It just wowed me.
Tareq and Michaele Salahi seemed to be a happy couple during last year's season of The Real Housewives of D.C. Now, this made-for-TV marriage is falling apart. New photos show Michaele in the arms of Neil Schon, longtime guitarist for the band Journey. The couple spotted kissing after a concert earlier this week.
Neil really should be ashamed of himself.
In an interview with E! News, Tareq Salahi said he's devastated about his wife's affair.
This was a beautiful marriage we had. And, I was just blindsided that it was going on for 2 years. Michaele going on a tour bus with a rock band, that's like a groupie slut does.
Tareq filed for divorce last week, saying in court documents, due to the abandonment of the marriage and adultery by Michaele, I have suffered both emotional and physical harm. There is no hope or possibility of reconciliation.
This is wrong.
This all began last week when Tareq Salahi returned to his Virginia home and his wife was nowhere to be found. After hours of waiting, he reported her missing to the police.
I'm missing my wife, and I swear to God, this is not a joke.
But he would soon learn the truth, that Michaele had run off with Neil Schon and was on tour with Journey, as seen in this video obtained by TMZ. The band even put up posters backstage warning security to ban Tareq Salahi from the area. This just the latest in a series of bizarre headlines for the couple, who first drew national attention in 2009.
Mr. and Mrs. Salahi.
They looked the part when they attended the first state dinner at the White House, but their names were not on the guest list. The Salahis appeared on the Today Show to defend themselves.
We were invited, not crashers, and there isn't anyone that would have the audacity or the poor behavior to do that.
The couple was never charged with a crime. As for their future,
I love you.
I love you too.
Hard to believe this will be the last time we hear or see this reality TV couple.
Now, we reached out to Michaele Salahi, but she didn't want to comment right now. The divorce proceedings are still pending. Matt.
Kristen Welker. Kristen, thank you very much. Tareq Salahi is with us exclusively. Tareq, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
This went down last week. You hadn't seen Michaele for 6 hours. You started emailing people, texting people. I think I even got one of those texts. You called the media. You called the FBI saying that perhaps she had been kidnapped or abducted. Did you not have any hint at that point, any clue that she may have gone off on her own free will and might be with another man?
No, when I came back home, I mean, she wasn't at home, but it wasn't unusual, in our lives that maybe she got a call from HLN or CNN to go talk about, we've been talking a lot about, the Richard Armstrong issue and the suicide Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So we've been doing a lot of that. So I thought maybe she got a call to head into D.C.
So why did you think she was abducted?
Well, it wasn't until later in the evening. I got a call from her at 7 o'clock from an Oregon cell phone, and she said, "Hi, love, I'm on my way home. I'm just going to stop and see my mom." Well, then I call her mom at 11:30, and she says, "No, I haven't seen her the whole day. You better call the police." I said, "Okay, I'm going to do that now." But, Mrs. Holt, the moment I do that, this becomes news.
Well, the marriage by this point, when this is all happening, Tareq, is great. It's rosy. Everything's fine. You didn't have any clue that there were issues?
No, in fact, great things were happening. There's new contracts, new offers coming in for different television projects. So it was building up. Things were looking great for us. We were on the comeback, if you will.
Yeah, as it turns out, she was not abducted. She was not kidnapped. She left on her own free will, and she went to be with this guy, Neil Schon, the lead guitarist for the group Journey, who she has known for a long time. You know him.
Yeah, I considered Neil, Jonathan, Dean, all those guys as friends. They were good friends. I considered them buddies.
But you knew that 15 years or so ago she had a relationship with Neil. She actually dated him.
Yes.
At the same time she dated you.
Well, no, she wasn't. She was just dating him at one point, and then we met in 2000. She had dated him prior to us.
But did you understand that they had remained close, that they had remained in contact? Do you now know that there was an affair going on for a couple of years.
Well, now, unfortunately, I know, and I didn't know Michaele had a double life. I didn't know she was, lying, and we found emails that she's been communicating that we're having this affair. I had no idea.
You actually went to a Journey concert not that long ago with Michaele. You went backstage. You spent time with Neil. You took video of it. At that time, any inkling that there was a romantic connection between the two of them?
No, we consider them, dear friends. I considered Neil, a best friend. I mean, I wasn't just betrayed by
best friend.
I considered, I'm betrayed in my view by not just my wife, but by Neil. And the whole gang at Journey, because they knew about this. They sent the car to get her. They sent the plane to get her. I mean, it was unbelievable how I've been totally betrayed, not just by my wife, but also by my friend, Neil.
I have seen some comments that Michaele has made since she left, and basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, she says, Tareq, that she couldn't take it anymore. That not only was she always in love with this man, but that you became unbearable to live with. You were controlling. You controlled everything she did. How do you respond to that?
Our marriage was beautiful. It was perfect in our view. We always publicly talked about that. We talked about that here on your show. We've talked about that on The Real Housewives. We had a beautiful marriage. I just didn't know that she had this double life. I had no idea that she would say one thing to me, and lie to me, and has been cheating this whole time with Neil.
She says that she's made comments to a writer, and she says she is now deeply in love, that she has been for a long time. It does not sound like she's coming back. Would you take her back? Do you want her back?
I love
you filed
Michaele.
for divorce.
Yeah, I filed for divorce because I've been betrayed by my wife, and she just abandoned the house, left us. And, even our poor dog who was sick, didn't even leave the bed space, for the few days, and then he passed away, searching for her. Would I take her back? I just, I'm a forgiving person. I love her. There's no question. But I don't think I could.
Have you spoken to her?
She's very cold.
So you have spoken to her?
She called. I tweeted, Michaele, please, our dog's dying right now. And then the manager called and said, look, she just doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to speak to you. She's just a different woman. This is not the woman that any of us know. I mean, nobody knows who she is right now. She's not being herself. On the other side of it, everyone says she had this double life, and she's been living a lie. So, when she did call, she was just very cold about the dog. She didn't really care. She didn't even care about, she didn't want to talk to me about what was going on. She just left. She left all her personal belongings at home.
You're clearly emotional about it, and I apologize for being blunt here, but there are probably people watching, Tareq, who are saying, this couple became famous for all the wrong reasons. They then tried to stretch that 15 minutes of fame for as long as they possibly could, and that this is not an unexpected turn of events in what is, in some ways, a slow-motion train wreck called the Salahis. How would you respond to that?
It's not a publicity stunt. And I wish it was. I wish Ashton Kutcher would jump around this corner and say, you've been punked and this is just a big, we're playing with you, messing with you. But this is our emotion. We had a beautiful marriage. This was real love. I think everybody, all our friends and people who know us know that we thought it was real love. I've been duped. I've been lied to. I've been cheated on. And our family and our home was destroyed. It was full of love, and now it's an empty home.
And if she's watching this morning, what do you want her to know?
Well, she broke our family. She broke our love. She destroyed our relationship just because she wanted, in my view, more money, more fame. She wanted to go to that A celebrity, if you will. But it's an 80s band. She's acting like a 16-year-old, jumping on a tour bus from the 80s. This is not the Michaele that I knew. This is just a different woman. I don't know who she is right now. It's a total betrayal.
Tareq Salahi. Tareq, thank you for coming in this morning.